and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Welcome to today's daily quiz segment and let us have a look at the first question for the day. The first question is a set of two statements, the first one being about River Bhavani. It says River Bhavani is an interstate river, which means it is flowing through more than one Indian state, and these states are the states of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Well, this statement about River Bhavani is absolutely correct because it is River Bhavani, in fact, that happens to be one such river that originates in the Western Ghats region, and it is also among the three rivers of Kerala that flow in the eastward direction. On that note, let's have a look at the second statement also. It says that River Bhavani is one of the main tributaries of the Pamba River. Again, this is a correct statement. Talking about the Pamba River, this is also locally referred to as the Pampa River sometimes. In fact, locally it is also referred as Dakshin Bhagirath. Let's also remember that River Pamba, in fact, is the longest river in Kerala after other rivers, namely Periyar and Bharatapuzha, which means this is one of the mighty rivers that traverses through Kerala, making both the statements here valid. And C, your right answer. The reason why we took up this question for analysis today was because of a news article in the Hindu newspaper which says that there has been a survey that was conducted at Nooranad, a place in Kerala which is often referred to as the bird village or Pakshi Gram. It is known for its rich avian biodiversity, and the survey has recorded about 72 species of birds that were earlier thought to be missing. So in the largest of its own kind, the survey has boosted a huge variety of bird species visiting the Nooranad area. And on that note, let's proceed with the second question. It is about GI tag index. It says the GI tagged products, namely the Jeeraphool and the Dubraj Rice varieties, are associated with which of the following Indian states? A is Jharkhand, B is West Bengal, C Odisha, while D Chhattisgarh. It's easy to confuse because West Bengal is in fact the largest producer of rice in India, along with Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. But here, the correct answer will be D Chhattisgarh. Let's remember that Jeeraphool rice had received the GI tag index, in fact, very long back. Talking about the Dubraj rice, now the Dubraj rice is often also referred to as the Nagari Dubraj variety of rice. It is very special about Chhattisgarhi cuisine because this is referred to as Chhattisgarh Basmati rice, owing to the unique aroma and fragrance which it exudes. Let's remember that this is composed of a specially short grained rice, and hence D will be your correct answer. On that note, the reason why we picked up this question today was due to a publication in the Hindu which talks about how the lakh bangles from Hyderabad have secured the geographical index tag. Let's remember that Hyderabad is not the only place, in fact, which is known for lakh jewelry, particularly the bangles. We also talk about Jaipur, many other cities in Rajasthan, many other villages in Uttar Pradesh which do produce lakh jewelry. However, now that Hyderabad has received this indication, it means that the identity of products made from Hyderabad for lakh genre will always get some edge over the other states, and this now will be specifically associated with the city of Hyderabad. And on that note, let's have a look at the third question of the day. It talks about N. Chandrasekaran Task Force. It says the N. Chandrasekaran Task Force was constituted to study which of the following? A. Extension of social security benefits to GIG workers in India. B. To recommend comprehensive agrarian reform measures. Or is it C? The use and application of AI, artificial intelligence, in the military. Or is it D? To look into the issue of pensions under the National Pension System, the NPS. Here the answer is C. You might have heard that the task force was very much in prominence during 2017-18 period because it was in fact appointed by the Department of Defense Produce. And the purpose was to look into the possible applications of artificial intelligence to create military superiority. Hence, C will be your correct answer. Let's remember that the purpose was to investigate that how successfully can AI and IoT, Internet of Things, be utilized to create much better apparatus for Indian military, overall boosting India's defense capacity, being C as the valid response. The reason behind the question was a PIB release which spoke about how the Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has inaugurated the Def Connect 2024. The reason is to encourage local Indian domestic innovation in the sector of defense. And now we'll proceed with the fourth question for the day. This again is a set of two statements, and this is corresponding to the OPEC, that is Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. The first statement says OPEC Plus. It consists of OPEC members besides, along with that, other oil producing countries, and it was created as a new group in 2016 to put more control, to control better the global crude oil market. Now this here is a correct statement. Talking about the second statement, Algeria, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, the Republic of Congo, Saudi Arabia and US are some important members of the OPEC. This is a wrong statement because US is not an OPEC member. And on that note, let's remember that OPEC, that is a group of, in fact, it is a permanent intergovernmental group of nations that was created back in 1960 at the Baghdad Conference. It was created initially by the nations of Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Venezuela. It is headquartered at Vienna, that's Austria in Europe. And let's remember that the aim is to regulate the supply of oil across the world, which then determines the world oil prices. So in that light, the second statement we understand is wrong because of US not being a member. Talking about the first statement, indeed it's true that OPEC Plus was in fact a group of countries that was created much later than the original OPEC. It came in 2016 where many other countries further joined in the main OPEC group. The purpose was to extend the membership to other oil producing countries which are situated outside the West Asian region. Hence we know that one only is the correct statement here, making A as your valid answer. And on that note, let's understand why did we pick up this question. It is due to the Hindu's publication regarding several OPEC plus countries have decided jointly that they will continue to exercise oil cuts. They will continue to crimp on oil supply so that the overall global market is boosted for crude oil prices. So this decision was initially taken back in 2022, and recently, that's today morning, the decision has been extended for the coming quarter as well. And now let's have a look at today's PYQ. This is coming to you from 2015. It says, in India, which one of the following type of forests is teak a dominant tree species of? Which means teak belongs to which of the following forest categories? Is it A, tropical moist deciduous forest, or is it B, tropical rainforest? Could it be C, tropical thorn scrub forest, or is the answer D, temperate forest with grasslands? So here, absolutely, the answer is A, tropical moist deciduous forest. Let's remember that these are sometimes also referred to as monsoon forests. They are typically in India found in the regions which experience rainfall from 100 to 200 centimeters annually. We will find them in the Shivalik ranges, particularly spreading across eastwards into the peninsular Indian region. Now let's remember there are many other trees associated with this particular forest, and some of them are sandalwood, teak we just spoke about, the other happens to be shisha. Of course we have sal, and the mahua trees as well could be categorized here, making A your correct answer. And on that note, let's analyze quickly the fact of the day here, and we are going to talk about iDEX. Why? Because as we saw, the PIB release mentioned how the government has recently inaugurated a platform so that better computer intelligence or AI can be utilized to boost the potential of India's military sector. In that regard, let's talk about innovation for defense excellence. Now, the purpose is to modernize India's defense technology. The initiative was launched by the Indian government back in 2018. The aim is to create an ecosystem of innovation in India itself. Now, this is quite in light with the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-dependent India. Here we are inviting startups, Indian companies to come forward and create state-of-the-art equipment for India's defense sector. And hence, the government invites tenders from MSMEs, from startups, individual innovators and other research and development institutes as well as academia. The purpose is to come forward and display state-of-the-art equipment which could be utilized in the wake of more and more investment being pumped into India's defense segment. So therefore, iDEX provides engaging with the industries, not only paving way for them to showcase their innovations, but also to encourage them to carry out more research and development by funding them. It had launched the DISC initiative also, which is about Defense India Startup Challenge, to address all the problems that are faced by armed forces and other units. Similarly, we talk about the Spark, which refers to support for prototype and research kickstart. This was done by providing funding for more and more research to investigate into the problems of various applications that would serve Indian military. And hence, let's also remember that iDEX as a platform is funded and managed by the Defense Innovation Organization, the DIO, which itself is registered under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013, which means it is a non-for-profit company, and ultimately it aims further to work in the area of creating more and more defense applications in India. And on that note, we take your leave for today's segment. Hope you were benefited by it, and see you soon with other such exciting segments. Thank you.